Welcome to Learning to Learn. My name is Ian Gibbs, and these videos are dedicated to helping you become a better learner. And by becoming a better learner, what I mean is helping you learn more things in less time and remember it for longer. So if that's the sort of thing which would be of interest to you, then you're definitely in the right place. So, in the last video, I briefly introduced you to the learning ladder, which looked something like this.
A, B, C, D, E.
And there are a couple of important points that we can take away from the learning ladder. The first one is that if you are going to try to remember it by writing on your fingers, then don't use a permanent marker, because even using industrial alcohol, it doesn't come off that easily. It makes a mess, and it's not a good idea. No. But the second thing, which is possibly even more important, is that learning is not a single process. It's not just one thing. Learning has got levels to it, and each one of those levels requires a different type of learning. And so today, what we're going to do is look at possibly the simplest type of learning that there is, and this is represented by the letter A, as you may have guessed. And to demonstrate this type of learning, I would like you to do a little test. I would like you to look at the following 10 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, did you notice that picture number 2 and picture number 10 were the same? Yeah? You probably did. And the reason why you did is because your powers of observation are very, very good. It's possible to do that test with not just 10 pictures, but with 20, 30, possibly 100. And you will recognize the pictures that you've seen before because your brain is programmed to recognize stuff that you've seen before. You are aware of what you have experienced in the past, and being aware of it means that when you come to see it again, you recognize it. But the problem with awareness is that basically that's all it is. And I'm sure you've had the experience that you maybe have been asked a question or been in an exam or been given a test on something that you looked at just the night before, and yet you couldn't answer the question. You couldn't remember what it is that you'd studied. And the reason why that happens is because what you have failed to do is to get the information, the ideas, from the simplest level, which is awareness, up to the next levels of the learning ladder. So what does this mean? What it means is that when we are learning, we have to recognize what level we're on. We have to recognize when we're taking information in and when it is that we're actually taking it up to the next level. It's very common that we fail to take this into account. A good example of this is if you've ever been on an aeroplane. Before they take off, they go through a safety demonstration where they explain the things that you've got to put on your life jacket and where the exits are and what to do if you crash and all die, etc. And the reaction of a lot of people is, "Oh, we've got to do this. I'm not going to pay attention because I know it." And what they mean by that is actually they recognize it because they're seeing it again. But if you took those people and said, "Okay, we're not going to give you the safety demonstration, but here's a sheet of blank paper. Can you please write down all the different things that you have to do in an emergency?" And the interesting thing is that they may remember some of the things, but they would struggle to remember all of it, even though they've seen the demonstration many times before. And this is a problem, because if your trainer or your teacher says, okay, today we're going to do the present continuous, or we're going to do health and safety, and you say, oh no, we've done this before, why are we doing it again? The answer is very simple. Have you learnt it? Have you learnt it at a higher level, or are you still at the awareness stage? So what is the take-home message from this? The take-home message is that being aware of something is the simplest form of learning. We're very good at recognizing stuff, but we often mistake awareness for higher levels of learning. And just because we recognize something when we're shown it, doesn't mean to say that we can remember it when we're not given a prompt. So, the next time that your trainer or your teacher says that you're going to be looking at something that you feel that you've already learnt, then test yourself quickly. Can you write down what it is that you're going to be doing, or are you struggling to remember? Because if you can't, then you're still at level A. A for awareness. And if you can, it shows that you're starting to go up the ladder and that you're at level B. And what level B is, how to get there as quickly as possible, and how to make the most of it is something that we'll be looking at in the next video. So please, join me soon. My name's Ian Gibbs. This is Learning to Learn. Thank you.